So, gastric bypass in general, what is it? Hey guys, so I'm going to make a second video right now, and I've been meaning to make this video for a while. I have a lot of friends and people that I've met in the last few months who I've told about my weight loss surgery journey and how I make videos on YouTube and how great the community is on here. And a lot of them have questions about, just what is gastric bypass. They understand for the most part what it is, but they're still confused, and what's the difference between lap band and gastric and the sleeve and all these different things. And so I was thinking about making a video about it and sort of doing it in layman's terms. And before I start, I just want to do like a sort of disclaimer that obviously I'm not a doctor, I didn't go to med school, so I'm not qualified to give medical advice, and this is just an overview. So don't take anything I'm saying as, medical advice or sort of gospel. Definitely, if you're interested in having the surgery, educate yourself by doing research with the different studies that they've conducted over the years, and go to seminars and meet with bariatric surgeons yourself, obviously. So I just wanted to say that to get that out of the way. I have a little notebook that I wrote some notes down just because I want to make sure I get this right. But I've been doing tons of research for the last 2 years and to fully understand what I'm getting myself into, and I feel like I'm at a really good place, and I'm involved in a really great program with my surgeon, and I feel very comfortable and ready to submit to insurance and get approved in the next month or so. So let's get started. I'm having Roux-en-Y gastric bypass surgery done laparoscopically. And what that means is that instead of having an open incision in the middle of your stomach where they do the surgery, laparoscopically means that they're going to use instruments that have cameras at the end of them to do all of the work instead. So therefore, the recovery time and the risk of infection and such goes down dramatically. And instead of having, like I said, instead of having the large incision on your stomach, you're going to have about 4 to 8 small incisions about this big. And most people, from what I've heard from everyone, that you're able to get up and walk around either the day of surgery or the day after surgery. So the recovery time is significantly less, and that is the major appeal of the laparoscopic. So what happens is they cut a little pouch out of the top of your stomach, and they separate it from the rest of your stomach. What they do then is they take the lower part of your intestines and they cut it off and they connect it directly to your new pouch, therefore bypassing the rest of your stomach and the upper part of your intestines. And this is significant for the surgery and its success because what happens is the upper part of your intestines is what a lot of your insulin is created and where most of your calories are absorbed. So when you bypass that part of your intestines and the rest of your stomach, you're going to absorb way less calories, and your body isn't going to be affected by sugars the way that it used to be. People with type 2 diabetes either have it significantly improved or completely resolved. And the numbers keep growing, actually, and most people are off insulin and medications right away, and it also helps resolve your high cholesterol and high blood pressure. So it's a great side effect of the surgery. Your new part of your pouch is very small compared to what your stomach used to be. It's about the size of a walnut right after surgery, and over time it will get a little bit bigger, but for the most part you're going to be able to only eat a couple ounces of food. This is the part that was really confusing to me when I was researching, was what happens to the rest of your stomach. So what happens is your stomach will stay in your body. They're not going to remove your stomach, they're not going to let it just rot away or whatever, become some foreign tissues. It's going to stay healthy, and it has a blood supply still. It still will produce enzymes and such to help with your intestines and the digestion process. The only difference is that the rest of your stomach is not going to help with the digestion of food. So no calories are going to essentially go into that part of the stomach. But other than that, your stomach is going to be healthy and fine, just like it always has been. The surgery takes about 4 hours, and the risks are death, as with any major surgery, blood clots, incision hernias, infection, and sort of the most common effect is dumping syndrome, which occurs when you eat foods with high contents of sugar or fat. And what happens is your body flushes it through so fast that you have a reaction of nausea, vomiting, sweating, dizziness, and just really a large amount of discomfort. And it sort of deters you from eating those nasty foods because you don't want to get sick. So while it's a really negative thing, it also is a tool to help you understand what your body can and cannot eat. Some minor things that could also happen are vitamin deficiencies. Now that, from my understanding, the vitamin deficiencies occur when you don't follow the diet properly. And from what I understand, if you listen to everything the surgeons say, for the most part, you shouldn't develop a vitamin deficiency. And you can also develop gallstones and an ulcer. So the final thing I'm going to talk about is the difference between lap band and the gastric bypass. Lap band is the complete opposite of gastric bypass in that there are no incisions done on your stomach or your intestines. Everything is going to remain anatomically the same as before the surgery. The only difference is they're going to implant a foreign object, if you will, which is the lap band, which is a plastic device that has a band that gets wrapped around the top of your stomach. And later on, after the surgery, they have things called fills, which is where they inject fluid into the band to make it either expand or contract. And you can get it filled up, which the more fluid is in there, the less you're allowed to consume because your stomach is going to be closed off. And the sort of downside to having this is that essentially what you could do is you could have it completely emptied and have your stomach go back to how it was before your surgery, which means theoretically you could go back to your bad eating habits and not have any consequences and, you know, possibly gain your weight back. But I'm not here to advocate either surgery. I'm just giving you the information. Lots of people are successful with the lap band as well as with the gastric bypass, but it is sort of a well-known thing that within the bariatric seminars and things that I've seen, that the lap band is slightly less successful in the long term than the gastric bypass. So I hope I got everything right. Like I said, this is all from my own research and my own stuff. I'm not a doctor, and I'm sorry if I made any mistakes. If you have any questions, feel more than free to personally message me or leave me a comment, and I'd love to hear any of your stories or comments or concerns. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.